Welcome everyone, welcome back to the kitchen. This is Sharice and you're in the kitchen with Sharice today. And on today's menu, we're going to be doing some mutton, some coleslaw, beans and rice, and a crisp radish salad. So if you guys want to see how I make this, please stay tuned. Let's begin. Hello everyone, hello and welcome back. This is Sharice and you're in the kitchen with Sharice. Today I've started out a little bit differently because I've already started my meal. And on the menu today we're going to be doing some mutton. For those of you who do not know what that is, mutton is goat meat. That's right, it's goat meat. So we're going to stew that down. It's going to be like a brown stew mutton. I'm going to be making peas and rice and a nice coleslaw to go along with it. The perfect Caribbean Sunday dinner. So if you'd like to join me, I'd love to have you in the kitchen. Let's continue. Now, before we start, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the preparation of this mutton. This mutton was seasoned and marinated for 24 hours in the refrigerator with whatever seasonings you like. I used my adobo and garlic powder, and I also marinated it in my epic sauce, my green seasoning. I let it sit in a tied bag in the refrigerator overnight. So once I pulled that out and got it to room temperature, placed it in the pot and put a lid on it, and you just let it simmer for about 20 minutes. Do not add any liquid, any stock, any water, or anything like that because it makes its own juice. What you see here in the pan bubbling up, it's all its own juices. So basically you just let it simmer on the stovetop covered for about 20 minutes, a little bit more if you need to, because sometimes the meat can tend to be a little bit tough. So I'm going to go back and cover that because it's not quite there yet with the softness. I'm going to cover it over and simmer it down on a low to medium heat for about 20 more minutes, okay? So that's part. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes into the simmering. I'm gonna go ahead, take a look at it, check it, and make sure at this point you give it a good stir to make sure everything is evenly cooked. Now, while our meat is on the stovetop cooking down, the list of ingredients are as follows. We've got some fresh ginger, bell peppers, turmeric, red bell pepper, some salt, olive oil, and Maggi cubes. These are going to be for the meat when it gets to the second level, and also some of the ingredients are going into our beans and rice. So that is part one. Those are the list of the ingredients that we'll be using today, okay? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start our rice. You know, there's a little bit of an argument always as to how you say it. Jamaicans say rice and peas, Spanish people say beans and rice, and West Indian people say peas and rice. So, what do you call it? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let's settle this argument once and for all. And these are the ingredients for our rice. All right, let's get started. Okay, so let's go in and check on our mutton. It's looking good, it's smelling really good, but it's not quite as soft as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to recover that pot and just let it go for a few more minutes and check back again. Alrighty, let's give our rice a good stir. And that should be done in about 15 or 20 minutes, so everything is right on schedule. And so we're back again checking on our goat meat. You know, the smell of this reminds me of when we were little and we used to go to our grandfather's house a lot, and he would make this fresh. We would actually be a part of the process from the actual slaughtering of the goat to preparing it fresh. So this brings back lots of memories for me. But this is something that I would not typically make at home. This stuff we would only buy during carnival time and it's like a little treat, a delicacy. So this is something I would definitely not be making at home. A plate of this during the carnival will cost you about $18 to $20. It's really good, but it's not like an everyday kind of meal, so I'm very excited to see how it's gonna turn out. This is the first time I'm actually making it, so far I'm doing pretty good. So stick around with me to the end and we'll see what happens, okay? Alrighty, back again, but we're still not there with the tenderness. Typically, you should probably cook this in a pressure cooker, but I'm terrified of the pressure cooker, so I will just use all the time in the world that it needs to cook it on the stove top. So I'm gonna add some more water to it, fill it up to the top so the meat is covered over, and I'm gonna continue to cook it on the stove top. But if you do have a pressure cooker, make sure to use that. That cuts back on the time by at least half. I think I'm about 30 minutes into it now, and it's starting to soften up a little bit, but not quite where I need it to be. So go ahead, put some water in there and recover it. Let it simmer down some more. Now, while everything is on the stove top, we're gonna go ahead and get our coleslaw started. And so of course we're going to be using cabbage and carrot, some raisins, and this stuff back here is for our mutton. So let's begin our coleslaw. Now here we have it. Our coleslaw is almost done. We've got the cabbage and carrots all cut up. Make sure you wash them thoroughly, and we've added the raisins to it. So what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and add the dressing. As you guys know, I've made this before. The dressing consists of mayo, some lemon juice, some vinegar, and of course sugar to taste. Okay, so let's go ahead and get that drizzled over it and set it in the refrigerator until we're ready to serve. And my coleslaw is now complete, so we're gonna go ahead and set that in the refrigerator. And here we have it, our rice and peas and rice, or beans and rice, whatever you want to call it, it's just fine. This dish is so bright and it's so fragrant. It's going to be so delicious paired with our mutton. Thank you guys so much for joining me in the kitchen today. You know I love having you guys around. Leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of our Sunday. And so everything else is pretty much set. We're still cooking down our fresh meat right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add in, of course, you know, none of my meals are complete without my delicious bay leaves. So I'm gonna add in about 4 leaves of those, and we're all set for now. And now finally our last step is to go ahead and add all our herbs and spices. We've got our bell peppers, our ginger, our onions, our scotch bonnets. It's all going in there right now. And so you give it a stir and just add a little bit of ketchup to it, and we stew it down for the last 15 minutes uncovered. And here we have it. Our Sunday dinner is now ready to be served. We have stewed mutton, beans and rice, and a fresh coleslaw served with some radishes on the side. I hope you guys enjoyed being in the kitchen with me today. It's always my pleasure having you. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. I hope to see you next time. Always remember, if there's anything in this world that you can be, always be kind. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Enjoy your meal, and I will see you all next time. Take care, stay well, and be safe. Bye-bye.